Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday to you. I hope you are set up to have an amazing week ahead. And if you're not, if you're feeling some kind of way this morning, I am so glad that you're here because we're going to try to give you some joy to go with throughout your week. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, and this is Project Joy Live. It's your triple shot of good vibes every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at this 9 a.m. Eastern time hour. And I have wonderful joy to report this morning because I was in a space of real creativity last night, and I was writing down a lot of new things, a lot of new ideas, and not new things as in new creations, because the good Lord knows I don't need help with that. I do not need more things to do. However, I was coming up with ways to really bring the joy back to some of the things that I already have going on. I was thinking of ways to get back to the heart of what some of the things that I've already created meant from the very beginning. And so, and it was interesting because, I was sharing last time Olivia Ambani was on, and then we had another episode before that where we were sort of been talking about the joy of letting things go. And sometimes, and I shared this very candidly on the show, that I have a really hard time releasing sometimes. Like I will hold on to something for dear life, even if it's biting me in the process. Okay. It's all just be like, no, you can't go anywhere. And so I have been listening to myself more where that is concerned and releasing things that are not healthy for me in this space that I'm in my life. And it is really amazing what happens in that space that you have then created. When you start letting things and people and circumstances and beliefs and releasing whatever. Yes, it can be stressful. I felt the grief. I felt the grief hard Friday and Saturday. Really, it was tough. It was tough. And I allowed myself to sit in it and process it for a minute and feel all the feelings that were coming up with the releasing that I did. But then it was amazing what happened Sunday night, last night, with all of the things that came to me to help me get back on track with all of the things as I love for it to be. And so I'm going to continue to do that work as the remainder of 2025 comes and goes, of releasing those things, that really evaluating the things, people, relationships, circumstances, spaces in my life and going, okay, are these things bringing me joy? And if not, how can I shift those things? How can I more easily release them, let them go, all of that stuff. And so if you do the hard work and then allow yourself to grieve those losses, whether you chose to do it or not, there's still a loss, still something that we can allow ourselves to grieve through and for. And then it's magic what happens on the other side of that. So I still have a ways to go, but I am starting to experience that joy that happens in the space when you start to release things and let it go. You know what I'm saying? Sang D is here this morning. Frank D is here this morning. Good morning to all the D's in the house. What are we doing around here? I don't know, but it's a fun time. My friend Miss Brittany is here today. She's co-hosting with me, and we have something fun planned for you. Okay. So what I want you to do is we're going to take a super quick break. One of the other things that is bringing me immense joy right now is my friend Nicola Vasquez, who released a brand new single on Friday. We're going to listen to that, introduce Brittany back to the show because it's only been a couple weeks, guys, but you all are forgetful. So we're going to get Brittany back on here. And in the meantime, while you're listening to that, get a pen and paper, and we'll be right back after this. It's been a long uphill climb. I'm tired of you on top with a smile, and there ain't nothing there you must time. 'Cause I Welcome back, Miss Brittany. Whoop,
Hello,
whoop.
hello. Whoop, whoop.
Glad to have you back today.
Glad to be here. It's always a vibe
It's a vibe. I always love your background too. It's so colorful and it's moody, and I
and
like it.
magical.
And magical. I love it. Thank you for being here today. What's joyful in your life today, Miss Brittany?
Well, I've recently have had some announcements, and I'm leaning more towards the joy part rather than I'm just gonna announce it to everybody. I am gonna be a Gigi in
There it
April
is.
of 2026. So that's bringing me some joy this morning. And being here, of course.
I love it. I love it. You know what's funny about all this though? This is what's funny. I figured that me having more kids than all of my friends have, that I figured that I would be like the first one to be like, well, guys, guess what? And y'all are just overachieving, and I'm good with it. With it. But I love that. Listen, babies are wonderful and special,
Yeah,
and regardless of anything else, I don't there's joy in new life, you know.
there
There's
is.
joy
Yeah,
in new life, so I love that.
absolutely. Babies bring tons
Congratulations.
of joy. So, yeah.
Congratulations. Yes, we love it. So yes, good things. Love that. Love that for you guys, and the joy that that's going to bring to your household and all of that fun stuff. So our topic today is making the worst ideas work. Sometimes as creative people, I was talking about this earlier. Like, I don't need help coming up with new ideas because I have all the ideas all the time. And I would say if I had to put a percentage on the percentage of ideas that I have that are the dumbest ideas on the planet, like the worst ideas on the planet, I would probably say I'm going to give myself 60% of the ideas I have, I need to just go ahead and scrap. If you had to put a percentage on yours, what percentage would you say?
Well, it depends on what part of creativity we're speaking about, but I want to say a problem. Mine's up there too. I might even say 70%.
Mm.
I might even say, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think I probably would have been a lot higher. And there's always that idea of perspective too. Like, I say 60%, but other people coming in and hearing and seeing my ideas might go, girl, it's more like 90. So it's whatever. It's whatever. It's fine. Good morning, Teresa. Good to see you here today.
Morning.
Um, so so we're going to talk about happy little accidents. Bob Ross, amazing painter, whom I love. When he was alive and he was doing his painting on TV, he would mess up often, and then he would turn it into something amazing, which he called a happy little accident. And so that's what we're going to discuss today, is sort of this perspective that even in the worst ideas, even in the accidents that happen in life, that we can turn them into something amazing. So I told you guys before the break to get a piece of paper because I would like for you to do this activity along with us. And then I want you to send it to me after the show because I want to see what you did. But what we're going to do is I asked ChatGPT this morning to give me a quick, simple doodle idea that starts off feeling sort of negative, but has huge potential for transformation. I asked it to give me a small, simple doodle. So we are each, all of us, you, if you're participating at home, and then Brittany and I, we're going to draw this doodle. And then while we're talking, we're going to take this negative, we're just going to say that. I don't like the word, but that's what we're going to say. We're going to take this negative doodle and we're going to transform it into something that feels more loving and joyful and all of those things as we're having this conversation about the worst ideas on the planet. So what it gave us for a prompt, so everybody's got to draw this one thing, is a broken heart. So it gave us a broken heart. It says a basic cracked heart, like two jagged halves with a split down the middle. So everybody take a minute and draw a broken heart. And I'm kind of I'm doing in two colors today. I'm going to draw the original doodle in black, and then I'm going to go in with like a pink or something for the actual doodle. Okay, once we start doodling. Okay, so this is obviously even our initial doodles are gonna turn out a little differently, but this is what I got. You got yours?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you did yours like where's mine? Hello, George. Okay, that's what I have. Okay. So we have our broken hearts, and we're gonna turn them into something magical and transformational as we're talking. Okay, so um tell all the people what's the worst idea you ever had.
It's the worst idea I ever had. I'm really gonna have. Oh, I got it. When I was 15 years old, right? I was very unhappy with the way my mother was treating me. And I decided, and her boyfriend, she had gotten a new boyfriend or whatever. And I really didn't like him. He was very controlling, trying to control me. So I came up with this brilliant idea to run away from home.
We love that.
And I did. I went to I went to 20 different states in 10 days. And I did experience some joy during, of course, because it was an adventure of a lifetime. But I was all over the news. My mom and dad still have the tape recording of me being on the news missing. And I totally, now that I think about it and I go back to it, it was one of the worst ideas that I ever had, because the what I put my mom through, it just
Yeah.
I can only imagine being a mom now. I could only imagine what that was
You
like
know,
for
it's
her.
interesting with our kids how we'll say like there's only certain things that they're going to there's certain things that they will not understand until they become parents
Yeah.
themselves, and I feel that too. Like I have said, where my step parents or my parents and my grandparents even are concerned, because they all had hands in raising me in some kind of way. I
Mhm.
often say that like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I'm I'm sorry. Because it is hard. You mean you really there's no perfection in parenting, that's for sure. And you kind of you learn as you go. And it bothers me sometimes how like people will come in who don't have children, and they're like, this is how you do things, or you should have been more prepared. There's only so much preparation you could do because
Yeah.
not every child is different.
Every child is different.
Yeah. Yeah. So
My
how did
3
that
are
how did that
vastly
like
different from one another. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So how did that like worst mistake like what joyful came out of how did you turn that around like after that moment?
I think my relationship with my mom deepened a little bit. And I mean, it took a while for me to, of course, gain her trust back and things of that nature. But I think, especially as when I became a mom, that kind of deepened our relationship, because I kind of had a better understanding of how she felt and what she went through during those times. So,
Yeah.
and on top of that, the experience itself, me running away and experiencing all these different states. I mean, we went camping. I got to see my first elk up close, and that kind of experience happened. And then I ended up having to be put on probation and a whole bunch of other stuff, and I got my act together after that.
Yeah. Yeah. I
What
mean,
about you?
I'm trying to think. I'm trying because I've made a lot. Made a lot of like happy little mistakes. Okay, so I think here's the thing, and this is I don't. I will say, as far as sometimes we get into talking about like these the worst ideas we ever had, or the mistakes that we've made, and it can be difficult to stay out of like regret where that is concerned.
Mhm.
And so I'll say mine, and I want to say, like, preface it by saying that um I don't regret how it became such a stepping stone for the life that I have now. But I think getting one of my worst ideas on the planet was getting married so young. Um and not really taking a lot of the time to um discover myself beforehand. And so, but again, if that didn't happen, like, I wouldn't have the children that I have. I wouldn't have had, the experiences that I would have. So I feel like it was the worst idea, but I also don't necessarily regret it at the same time. Um, but I do feel like I've said to my kids, I'm like, discover yourself, love yourself. Like, again, just like the kid thing, there's only so much preparation that you could do, really,
Yeah.
for life. But I still think having that space to like love yourself, discover yourself a little bit more before we share our lives with somebody else, and allow that to take up that space, that we could have been exploring ourselves. So that would be mine. That would be like the worst thing. Um, but so to lighten it up a little bit, how do you, when you're in a creating mode and you're like doing a new painting or a new drawing or something, like, obviously we have mistakes along the way, and we'll have an idea, or and we're like, oh, we're pumped up, and we're like, I'm excited, this is going to be the best piece of art I've ever created, and then halfway through you're like, this is the worst piece of art I've ever created. Like, how do you make that shift creatively? Like, do you like, if you had to put a percentage on it, like, how often do you just scrap it all together, and how often do you try to like make it into a happy little accident?
I think I've only scrapped like one piece of artwork. Most of the time, I just fix it in the way that maybe if I wouldn't even necessarily say fix it, like Bob Ross is like those happy little accidents sometimes are necessary in order for us to um, transition the art into a masterpiece rather than just a piece of art. You know,
Right.
I think that there's more times than enough that I make those happy little accidents painting for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I do get frustrated at first, but then I have to step back. I have to step back a lot of times and be like, okay, well, how can I fix this? How
Right.
can I make it look? What can I add to it? Especially if it's a big happy accident, right? If it's a big happy accident, I ask myself, well, what can I add to this that will really make it stand out? And a lot of times, those happy little accidents were put there for a reason because my painting ended up turning out better than my original idea. And then
Right.
I've had ideas that I thought were going to be the best thing ever, and then I went to go put it on there and I'm looking at the painting and I'm like, this isn't it. This isn't
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah, I think, it's interesting because I've done so much lately around, like, a lot of my creativity comes from creating these shows, and I always get sort of reflective at the end of the year, like thinking back on all the years that I've done these shows, and with the network and all of that, and like what's worked and what hasn't, and what are the great ideas and what ones will I never ever ever, I promise you, do again. um
Mm.
but uh you know I have had many instances on these live shows where something doesn't go the way that I want it to go, or the way that I envisioned for it to go. And I feel like being super present, which is what we have to do when we're on a live stream show, is such good practice for life in general. When I remember, you remember when we did the musical Evening of Giving?
Yeah.
Do you remember what happened to me that night? Do you, like, with technology? My
I'm
whole,
trying to.
like, I had a whole setup. I don't even know. Like, I'm pretty sure I said something, but I can't remember if I actually said anything out loud. I had a whole setup behind the screen with my lighting, and I had everything just kind of rigged up because I put on this, you know, huge experience, which I don't have like a what you would call like a professional studio, like I don't have
Right.
things on. We went to see Brian Adams Saturday night, and he had this like track behind the drum set that this camera came and like was on this track and going around like a little choo-choo train. I don't have shit like that over here. And so um I had rigged everything up for the musical Evening of Giving, and the whole thing like broke, like literally fell over. The entire, like, thank God it wasn't while I was on camera. But it was like this was all happening behind the scenes, and I'm going, I'm supposed to come back and say that I had my son in there, my husband in there, I had everybody trying to help me like get this stuff back up. But everything just fell down in the middle. And so doing these, whether they're immersive spaces, experiences like we have in our virtual community, or the live stream shows, or anything where we will be on, life always happens. But it's a great training to sort of like make the happy little accidents, like make the things work that are not turning out the way that we envisioned.
Right. 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 And I think also that it maybe it things because I remember that night. I don't remember if you had said it or anything. I don't even remember. I think you did. You said something happened with your lighting and all that, but it didn't take away from the experience. And I think that if things didn't go as planned, maybe it just went as exactly as it needed to. There's a
Hmm.
lot of times that even before I come on the show, because let's just face it, it was here on this show that I was truly able to find my voice a little bit more. But that's not to say before I come on that I don't get nervous or I have a plan. Oh, I'm gonna say this. Oh, that's so good, like,
Yeah.
and it's the conversation goes in a completely different direction. And
Yeah.
this show's really helped me. Being a host on here has really helped me navigate those changes and maybe things that didn't go as planned. But I always leave the show, even if it didn't go as planned, is
Yeah.
happy. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that went really well, really
I mean,
well.
you speak to a good point too, that a lot of times these things that we feel like, oh, this is the worst idea, this is the worst thing that could ever happen, this is a disaster, like we being caught up in it, like that doesn't mean that that's even how it's presenting. Like you said, you don't
Hmm.
remember. I remember that very clearly during that because
Right,
it was
right.
me. It was me that experienced it, but you guys had no, like, you didn't really know. And if I didn't say anything, you probably wouldn't have known.
Yeah,
And so it's a good thing to remember of what you're talking about, that it- we're probably dramatizing a little bit,
yeah,
during it's probably not as bad as we think it is, right?
yeah. I think also that it's a good remembrance of the joy is in doing. It's not the outcome. That's a great example of it all. It's the joy is in doing, um, and being present in that moment, like you were saying, instead of worried about, because a lot of times people don't even notice that kind. Like other people
Yeah,
don't notice that kind of stuff.
right.
And I think that goes back to us also being our own worst critic too. And I think that if we sometimes the most beautiful things happen when when we stop trying to make them perfect,
Yeah.
truthfully, when we
Yeah.
try to stop making them perfect,
So
just
I
more
hope you
free
guys
and
are.
flowing more freely. Sorry, go ahead.
What'd you say? Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, just to be able to flow more freely. It's just one of those things that when you're flowing in the state, it's not necessarily that's when the beauty actually takes place.
Yeah. Yeah. How's everybody doing? Are you all doodling along with us right now? How are you doing, Brittany? Where are you at with yours?
I mean, do you want to see it right now?
No, I don't
You
want
want to
to.
see it
Don't
or
want to
you want
show
to
it
wait?
yet. But
Oh, it's
are you
coming along.
okay?
Okay,
All right.
it's coming along. How's yours over there?
But the point, what we started with, if you're just coming in, we started with a doodle that could be perceived as not joyful. So we all started with a broken heart. We all doodled a broken heart, and then while we've been talking, the idea was to turn the broken heart into something that could be perceived as more joyful, more positive. However you want to spin it, turn it into something else. And making yourself a happy little accident today. That's what we're working on. You want to show people your mug today or your cup?
Oh yes. So I'm drinking my iced coffee, but I'm drinking it out of here. It says send lots of
There it is.
sunshine and big hugs for you. So lots of
There it is.
sunshine and big hugs for you.
There it is. And we got the
Yeah,
Care Bears. We got
Care Bear.
I don't think Sunshine Bear is in this one. He's not, but we got Tender Heart, we got Share Bear, we even got we have Cheer Bear, and we have Grumpy Bear. Grumpy Bear needs some joy too today.
He does.
He does. All right. So some of the things I want to go because I think I have beat mine to death. I'm about done with mine with mine over here, so I'm just gonna let it be. But so how do you how I know that sometimes and I'll speak for myself. Sometimes the things that are happening that feel like the mess ups, like the worst mistakes, all of those things, sometimes uh the feelings from them hang on longer than we may have let the physical thing or the
Right.
person or the whatever situation go, but the feeling is still there. And I think it's important for us, like I was talking about earlier with some of the shifts in my life right now, giving ourselves that space to grieve the thing which we
Mhm.
first envisioned. And it's easy for out and it bothers me. It's easy for people on the outside to come in and be like, "Oh, you did the right thing though." Like, and that should be okay. Like, it should just make you magically okay, and it's just
Yeah.
not. Um, because if something didn't go the way that we hope for it to go, like we have to give ourselves that space to grieve that and move forward. And one of the things that I have done in a lighter space where like maybe art or something that I've created is concerned, um I'll give you a great example actually. I redid I've been redoing some spaces, whether it's website or go brunch room or whatever lately, and I will make sure that, because I know the heart and the time and the energy that I put into that thing when I originally created it, I will make sure that I take a picture, a screenshot, a something of that thing and give myself the space to be like, I honor where I was when I created that. I like,
Mhm.
the energy that it took to do all that. I loved it. It was great and wonderful. And I will give myself a minute to sit in that space. I will take a photo so I remember it and remember where I came from. And then I will go change it so that way, anytime I feel like I need to be nostalgic and be like, I wonder remember what it used to be like, then I've got that to go back to that space if I need to.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's a great tool to also help you navigate the grief too, because I think that's a lot of people don't understand, or maybe they don't feel that grief afterwards, where some people it hits really hard. I know, and sometimes, the only time to get through something is to feel all of it, is to go through it, to go through it to reach to the other end,
Mm.
and it could be difficult to let go. But I think having those memories of what something that you could smile about, or whether it's like losing a friendship or whatever, like maybe it's not, you said, "Hey, I need to better my life. Please remove all of these people out of my life, that are
Mhm.
not good for me," or, like, whatever the case may be. And sometimes it could be really shocking and really hard. And you grieve all of those things. And I think that's a great, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
rambling.
No, it's good. Allow yourself to grieve the things, and we gotta stop listening to other people where it's like, they tell. I mean, I think they have the best intentions of wanting to lift us up and be like, you're stronger than that,
Yeah,
whatever. You don't need to grieve these things, but we really do. Like, give ourselves a space to feel the things. Otherwise, they will pop back up
back up.
later
Hmm.
when we don't want to be dealing with it, but we didn't deal with it when we should have dealt with it. And now it's going to come up later. Or even worse than that, we find ourselves in the same damn situation again because
Again.
we didn't really process what all we were feeling and going on. Sang said she wasn't prepared for a hand-on project today. She's into bubbles, but she's going to do this later on. So I hope you do.
Okay.
And then you guys can send me your final doodles in Messenger if you have me somewhere, or you can send it to Jessica at thebreakthroughshow.com. I love the Care Bears too. I have Care Bears everywhere. In fact, I have
Oh,
nope.
speaking of Care Bears, while you're grabbing that, Naomi the other day was cleaning up her stuff, and she found, put in her little jewelry thing and I put a little tiny little miniature Care Bear in there. And so the other day she come running and, "Mom, look!" and it was the little Care Bear.
Yeah. Listen, I love some Care. I have Care Bears. I have Care Bear Pez dispensers, Care Bear hat. I was a Care Bear for Halloween. Halloweens ago, 2 Halloweens ago. I am Care Bear obsessed over here. I have all of them because I love them so much, and I loved them when I was growing up and all of those things.
Yeah,
Um, Good morning, Danielle. Good to see you today. She said it helps me get through hard stuff by thinking everything happens for a reason, and even the negative, and what I can learn for it. And yeah, I agree. And and at the same time, as you're having those feelings, it's okay to like allow yourself to be sad and feel the grief of what it is that you're processing through. True facts. I am, in fact, a Care Bear. When I'm not on the camera, I turn into one in real life. That's it. That's it. All
that's
right.
it.
Are you about ready with yours, Miss Brittany? Where are
Yeah,
you at?
about as good as it's gonna get over here.
All right. All right, guy. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
It doesn't matter.
All right. So
You
we
go.
started with broken heart. A broken heart. And I did mine in two colors so that you guys could see it. I did the broken heart in the black, and then what I doodled it into when I came back was with the pink. But I turned my broken heart into a butterfly. There.
Oh, that's cute.
There.
Oh,
It's a little big for the wings, but it's a little big for the wings, but aren't we all a little big for our wings
yeah.
sometimes? Okay. And so that's what I turned it into. Transformation symbolizes transformation for me. So turning that broken heart and it's, listen, uh turning that broken heart into a breakthrough moment, which is something we know about on this network here. So it is true. You know how many Care Bear mugs I have received from Danielle? Like all the Care Bear mugs. So that's mine. Broken heart to butterfly. What's yours?
Okay, so I actually just grew flowers in between the broken heart. And for me, this just it's kind of symbolizes the when you experience heartbreak, when every time that I've experienced heartbreak, something has blossomed from it. Every time, as a matter of fact, anytime that I've ever experienced grief of any kind of sort of grief, something has blossomed from that grief. I've
Yeah.
made a transformation of something. It's like you experience the other end, the other end of grief, and so
Yeah.
it just made me think of flowers and blossoming and
There it is. And I love how the stem of the flowers is going through the crack of the heart because that's one thing that I love to see when I'm driving along the road and I see like the pavement is cracked and there's like a plant that what that plant had to go through, like, and the miraculous timing of the universe that had to happen
Mhm.
in order for that to come up through the, I mean, look, we're getting deep here this morning, but something miraculous had to happen in order for that to come up through the crack, and that's what that made me think of. That came through there. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brittany
Usually,
created
typically,
flowers for the butterflies. There it is.
yeah. There you go. Hmm.
There it is. All right, guys.
Beautiful.
All right, we're gonna take one more quick break, and when we come back, we've got birthdays and whatnot to do. So we'll be right back after this.
Breakthroughs are about more than you might think. They're about discovering who you are, digging deep, reaching to the core of your soul. They're about healing yourself, understanding your beliefs, creating a ripple effect. And it's not just those initial moments that matter. It's about using them to bring more joy into our own lives and the lives of others. It's about having fun, letting loose, enjoying every moment life has to offer. It's about finding a safe space. It's about creating connection. Join us each and every day for exclusive programming, special events, and a community to call home, where we invite you to explore, change the way you look at and live your life, and go beyond the breakthrough. So we ask you, are you ready? We'll see you online at thebreakthroughshow.com.
Welcome back to Project Joy Live. It's Jessica Dugas here with Miss Brittany Floyd on this beautiful Monday, October 27th, 2025. It's Halloween week. My friend, it's spooky season officially, and we love it. And then as soon as it's finished, we can get into the holiday season. And I'm excited this year because every time I accidentally hear a Christmas song, whether I'm scrolling through social media or something, I don't know. I just feel some kind of joy. I feel some kind of joy about it right now. And usually I would be like, I'm this person that's like, slow down, put things in boxes. We need to do Christmas. We need to do Thanksgiving. We need to do Halloween and all of that stuff. But I don't really care this year. I think it all just feels lovely and joyful right now.
Yeah. and joyful, right? So, and another thing that's recently been brought me joy. I had ordered a pair of Christmas. I have a 6 pairs of Christmas fuzzy socks, and every
Yes.
time I put them on, they just bring me because they have the cutest little prints on them, and I just put them on, and they just bring me so much joy. So,
I am here for it. I am here for it. And it's weird, like the kind of schedule of things because, I compartmentalized the seasons and the holidays much more than I used to, or much more then than I do now. And it was when I started, when I married my husband and he's Canadian and we started celebrating Canadian Thanksgiving, that comes before Halloween. That's the beginning of October. So it messes with my brain having like stuffing and mashed potatoes and all these things early October because my brain's going, girl, that's November. And then I don't know what's going on anymore. So it's starting to all run together a little bit for me, which is fine because I just feel like you should do what brings you joy. I have people that start in my life that start decorating for Christmas and whatnot at the end of October. A lot of Canadian friends
yeah,
do that and everything. So you do what feels joyful for you.
exactly.
Whatever feels good for you is the way it is. All right, we got to do birthdays. You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it.
Happy birthday to you.
All right, my friends. Happy birthdays to go around today. In the world of celebrity, Kelly Osbourne is 41 years old today. Ozzy Osbourne's daughter, Kelly, 41. President Roosevelt, who passed away in 1919, had a birthday today. That was a long time ago. That was more than 100 years ago. It's wild. It's wild how time happens. Also, the celebrities in my life today, actually over the last couple of days too, we have a couple, 2-3 things. Breakthrough alum Carl Barth, who premiered on the mini golf reality series Holy Moly on ABC. He premiered on there, but he came on the Breakthrough show first. I just want to say that. He was a Breakthrough Show Network star before he was a Holy Moly star. So I just want to say those things. So happy birthday, Carl, who had a birthday yesterday. And also Linda Joy, who has been on the Breakthrough Show Network. She was also my very first publisher in the world of writing books. Happy birthday, Linda Joy. And my first music teacher from school, Robin Crandall, has a birthday today. Danielle will remember Miss Crandall as well. And it's so nice that I got to see her since I've moved back. And I will hopefully be seeing her again coming up here because she always works at her church bazaar. And it's a bazaar that I go to every year when I'm home to be able to do it. And I am home to be able to do it. So I will see her then too. So happy birthday, Mrs. Crandall. Do you have any birthdays today, Brittany?
No, I do not. I actually looked. So
You look.
these people need
See?
to get their birthdays together.
I know. Get your birthdays together, okay? Brittany has had none to report here. Would you all figure it out, please?
Please.
All right, you guys, let's get our birthday song on. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kelly Osbourne, Roosevelt, Carl Barth, Linda Joy, and Robin Crandall. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to all those that are celebrating. We're over here bopping behind the scenes. I could be in a mood the whole show
Mhm.
and be putting it on like I am fine. And then when I get to that song, I really feel it. I feel
just can't help
it. I've had some times where we get into these, we might get into these deeper topics or whatever on the show sometimes. And I'll be like, does it really even like fit to put the birthday? It always fits to put the birthday song there.
Always.
Okay. every single time. All right. Miss Brittany, anything you would like to lead the people with today, or tell people anything you have coming up or working on?
Yeah, I just want to say, remember, even the messiest lines can lead to masterpieces. What matters isn't how it starts, but how you transform it.
There it is. Where's my bell? It's a happy face. There it is. Thank you, Miss Brittany.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's always a vibe.
Of course, always a vibe. And I love our flowers and butterflies that we made today. Coming up this week inside the Breakthrough Show Network, I will be back here, Project Joy Live, on Wednesday. And then on Friday, we'll have a special spooky edition of Project Joy Live with my co-host Danielle Valero. And listen, I shared that I went out to see Bryan Adams and Pat Benatar, which was an amazing show on Saturday night at Mohegan Sun Casino. It was kicking off Bryan Adams' Roll with the Punches tour. I didn't realize it was his very first stop, but that was pretty cool. So we did that. And then afterwards, Danielle and her husband were at the Wolf Den for another Breakthrough alums show, Kathy Ellis. She was performing with her band Don't Tell Lisa, which Brittany got to see when she came up here as well. It all ties together, boys and girls. But my point is this. People were dressed up for Halloween. Adults, grown boys and girls were dressed up for Halloween. And it's so interesting to me, the choices in the world of adulthood. And you remember how in the movie Mean Girls, they talked about how Halloween is sometimes just an excuse for girls to dress like some kind of way. That's still true today. I just want you people to know that.
It is. Very much so.
Just wanted everybody to know the amount of fishnet tights and body parts that I witnessed on Saturday night. Was like, okay, we're still doing this. We're still doing this. All right. See, I thought I was past the point where it's never going to be me, but I thought that we were past the point where we were still doing that. It's
too cold.
It is too cold.
Y'all willing to almost get hypothermia just
have your bits and bobs out in the cold like that. Okay, it's not a good situation. Anyway, we're gonna have a special, and I will be dressed Friday for Friday's show, and Danielle's gonna be dressed too. Okay, because we don't roll like that. We don't roll like that. But we'll be a Halloween show on Friday, and I'm excited about that because we have our costumes, and it's gonna be amazing. If you would like to pop on, if you would like to be in your costume and would like to pop on behind the scenes, anybody, you just holler at me and we'll bring you on in your costume. Okay. I think Brittany should bring back the moose. Do you still have the moose?
No, but I got something even better. I have a Tigger's little onesie, so it's a whole zip up with the hood of Tigger's onesie. That's what I'm going trick or treating in.
There you go. There it is. So we have Project Joy Live Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We also have, what do we have? Co-working today, Monday at 12:55 and Friday at 9:55 a.m. Eastern time. And you may be asking yourself, Jessica, why is co-working on the 55? It's because we have 5 minutes to check in before. It's really as simple as that. So we do start, I try to be very mindful about on the hour we get to work. So come 5 minutes before to check in. I have Manic Monday Radio tonight at 6, from 4 to 6. It's been lessened an hour. So I used to be on from 4 to 7 on the Station Head Radio. It's 4 to 6 now, but you can come listen if you are not on Station Head. Then you can come listen in our music lounge inside the virtual community. And tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern time, it's our last Monday of the month. So that means it is Ladies' Night, Mocktail Monday, everybody. You can check out all the details at the breakthroughshownetwork.club. Our calendar is there and ready for you. Also, tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern time, we have an all-new episode of Beyond 2D. We are continuing our They Say We Shouldn't Talk About series, and Farhan and I will be taking things from 2D to 3D to talk about race tomorrow night with Farhan, myself, and Sang D. And it's going to be amazing.
Love it.
So 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock tomorrow night. Set your alarms. It's going to be fun. I am also, a quick note, I am in an experience Wednesday called the Digital Innovation Experience. I am going to put the link in the comments for you guys. It is drop in. It is a choose your own adventure type of experience. And my talk that you can pop in and listen to at any time has to do with bringing heart and humanity into digital spaces. And so don't miss that. You can get plugged in. It's a free event. And like I said, choose your own adventure. You come and go throughout the day whenever you want and have a good time with that. Also, you'll be seeing in there Stacey Brayuga, who's also a host on the network, Paula Allen. Many people have great presentations. So come pop in for that. That is happening on Wednesday. From 11 to 3 Eastern time. But like I said, it's drop in. So you can just come in, listen to the presentations you want, and go take some goodies home maybe and go on your way. So that's
Sounds
that.
fun.
All right. Thank you, Miss Brittany, for being here today. Appreciate you always.
Thanks for having me. It's a vibe.
Yes.
It's always a vibe.
All right,
I keep
guys.
saying that, but
Thank you to all of you, wherever you are in the world, for watching or listening in your neck of the woods. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, and I want to remind you to make joy a priority in your life today and every day. And I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye, everybody.
bye.